Alright, YouTube, welcome back to another video, and this is the fake gangster who ruined his career and run interview, CJ. I know somebody that listened to CJ and they stopped listening to him because they said he was claiming fake stuff. Let's see what this is talking about.
One of the most popular names in the hip-hop genre, after dropping his explosive hit record titled Whoop-Dee. In the span of less than a year, he went from being a nobody from Staten Island to having a #1 hit record on the charts, co-signs from some of the biggest names in the industry, and scored a major record deal with literally just 2 official songs to his catalog. However, over the last year, CJ's audience has decreased by nearly 90%, according to Social Blade, and his Google Trends graph further shows just how much he has faded into irrelevancy. Earlier this year, it was also reported he was officially dropped from his label, which showcases just how bad his fall off has become. It's your boy Luesta, and today we're gonna investigate why CJ disappeared off the face of the planet.
Follow Luesta, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it.
When CJ dropped his song Whoop-Dee on July 30th, 2020, it popped off immediately, which was pretty sus for a few reasons. I mean, for one, if we use the Wayback Machine, we can see that this guy barely had 40,000 subscribers on his channel when he somehow managed to pull in 7 million views on a video. A month later, it jumped to nearly 80 million. So how did this random Latino guy from Staten Island, New York, absolutely decode the secret to going viral in the modern music era? Did he simply find the recipe to success that quickly? With rappers like Ice Spice, Chance the Rapper, and Baby Keem all being tagged with the industry plant label, naturally, people started wondering if CJ was next in line. However, is it possible to make the claim?
Wait, CJ came up before them. He came up like, what? Whoop-Dee came out before Ice Spice was even known. What's he talking about? Was CJ next? What? That came out 3 years ago. What? It came out in 2020? But it still came out before Ice Spice, though. Ice Spice came out like 2 years ago. I'm not gonna lie, like 2021, like mid 2021.
That he had just made a banger and it hit.
Hold on, let's see the exact date, cause you can see the exact date, right? July 30th, 2020. Okay.
Place at the right time, because in interviews that surfaced shortly after the song's release, CJ claimed that Whoop-Dee was nothing more than a random first attempt at making drill music.
For the people that don't know, Whoop-Dee was my first drill record I ever made in life. I never experimented with drill. I never made a drill record before.
Damn, that's crazy.
You may or may not know, drill music is a subgenre that was becoming massively popular in New York at the time. It's also important to note that Pop Smoke, who was seen as the face of drill music around the time CJ started blowing up, had passed away just 5 months before Whoop-Dee came out. So there's an argument to be made that people were just hungry for something new, and it felt like the perfect moment for someone like CJ to step in to fill a big void in the drill music scene.
Drill was just so hot at the time. I was like, yo, let me see what I could do on a drill beat. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing around. Like, I'm not a drill rapper. I had no intentions of being a drill rapper. Today, I'm not a drill rapper. It just happened to be I blew up off of a quote-unquote drill-based song.
What makes things even almost
That's crazy
is that the beat for Whoop-Dee was already used by Pop Smoke, King Von, and other drill rappers. So what was it about CJ's inclusion of it on Whoop-Dee that blew it up out of proportion?
Why I feel like that nigga staring in my soul.
Catchy and simple for the average listener to understand, making it much easier to sing along to? Or is there something that went on behind the scenes that he was hiding from the audience? The second the song dropped, it went on to become a viral dance challenge on TikTok, which could be one of the main reasons it was able to...
Probably the main reason, what the hell?
But something that was pretty suspicious was the fact it was also given a huge push when Cardi B played the song on her Instagram story. French Montana then made him an honorary member of Coke Boys with the gift of a chain. He then got legends like Busta Rhymes to feature on his songs, and even Mark Wahlberg was seen hanging out with this dude. So it's no secret that something deeper was probably going on behind
Probably, yeah.
With all these people in his corner, it didn't seem too out of pocket when he said he wanted to be one of the greats. Although it was an extremely high bar to set for someone who had just a solo single on Spotify up at the time. While the industry plant allegations piled on CJ, things went from bad to worse when he did this genius interview that took place on November 27th, 2020, where he went on to discuss the meaning behind the word Whoop-Dee.
outside of some movie.
During COVID.
Pretty much Whoopty, like, is worldwide now. You know, I got babies, you know, saying Whoopty. I got, you know, middle-aged people, you know, older people. Pretty much it's just like a roll call, you know, whenever I see my guys in the street, and, you know, that's how we greet each other. It's like a New York when people say, "You're."
While this interview seemed simple on the surface, it resulted in a whole ton of drama for CJ that would become inescapable throughout the duration of his career. To preface this segment, it's important to know the severity of what being labeled a fake gangster can do to your reputation as a rapper. For some reason, it seems that people enjoy rappers with a gangster persona, as some of the biggest rappers in the world are tied to some kind of gang affiliation. This was kind of the case for someone like Gucci Mane, who literally murdered someone in 2006, which many would consider the time period where the rapper was in his prime. Even Chicago rappers like Lil Bibby claim that him killing someone was the reason he liked Gucci Mane so much.
Man, you know, Chicago people just love Gucci, man. He like everybody's idol, man. He like a gangster, man. First of all, he killed somebody for trying to rob him, and then he rapped about it, and he made all the type of diss song. Man, Chicago just like negative shit, man. We like
at least he called it what it was.
People that's really gangster, man. You know what I'm saying?
However, this only seems to be the case for a rapper who actually stands by the words they say within the lyrics. And for this very reason, the music video for Whoopty would also cause a ton of unwanted drama for CJ. Because as you probably know, the video for Whoopty shows visuals of CJ rocking red bandanas while also hanging around members of a Bloods gang from New York. Rappers like Slim Jesus and 6ix9ine showed the whole world the type of success you can achieve by this marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
It seems to perform even better if the rapper is not black. It's not just a coincidence that all of these artists' biggest songs just happen to feature a substantial amount of gang activity to help increase shock value. And speaking of 6ix9ine, he also had a hand in CJ's drama, but we'll delve into that part later.
Lord have mercy.
Of course, these aren't the only reasons the song blew up. It also had a banging beat and a hell of a catchy hook. However, problems began to arise when people started to dissect what the word whoopty even means. And much to their surprise,
So Acorns is a financial tech company, so I bought everyone's gifts today.
it wasn't just some made-up slang, as CJ made it seem in his interview with Genius, but rather...
But that's what a lot of rappers do. They'd be like, you know, this isn't what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he have to get called out for it?
The word had an incredibly dark history behind it. The Rap Dictionary defines whoopty to be a noun, meaning a gang calling, greeting, salute, or acknowledgement for New York Blood gang members. Upon further investigation and fan speculation, people began to question CJ's authenticity of being a real Bloods gang member.
But that's what he said. Like, how y'all know he ain't greeting blood members in the street? What the hell? He just said that. That's what we say when he sees homies. It's a greeting.
Whoopty is a slang that is closely linked to the Mac Baller Bloodhound Brims, which is a notorious gang in New York City that's been around since 2005. At one point, it was considered to be one of the most dangerous gangs in New York.
Damn.
A post that dates back to 2014. The Mac Baller Brims were known for doing some pretty serious stuff. For instance, some members actually kidnapped a dad, whose child is a prosecutor in North Carolina, all because they were mad about the sentence one of their own got. And there's another tragic story of a 14-year-old kid who got mixed up in all this and ended up getting shot by the cops. It's also said that joining this gang could mean you've got to commit murder as your initiation. These incidents show the dangerous and risky world CJ was stepping into, and if he really wasn't about that life, he was making a big mistake for clout. And it's clear that CJ was definitely affiliating himself with this group, as people began to notice that he had referenced specific gang members from the Bloodhound Brims in his lyrics when he said,
I got Otis with on me like Fiji. I'm posted up with hats and the sleazies.
in this line, CJ is heard referencing sleazies, which is a shout out to a New York rapper named Sazmula, who is part of the Mac Baller family and goes by nicknames like Big Sleaze or Sleazy. Also, when the song mentions hats, he's once again referring to members of the Brim Gang Bloods. These are the kind of details that shifted the whole conversation. Suddenly, people started to question CJ's realness. They wanted to know if he was genuinely part of a gang, or if he was just borrowing their lingo and reputation to make a hit song and and grab some attention. But at first, CJ didn't back down and was pretty sincere about not only being a gang member, but also the fact that he had simply made up the word whoopty. Besides claiming that he and his friends invented the word, he went as far as to filing a trademark to own the rights to the word whoopty. But this only made things worse. It eventually caught the attention of the leader of the Bloodhound Brims, LeBrim, who, despite being arrested for 30 years for narcotics trafficking and firearms,
Lord have mercy,
took the time to make a phone call in reference to CJ.
Yeah, this your boy Latik Brim Johnson. So I'm gonna take a moment to set the record straight for y'all. I see there's a lot of content.
oh my God.
So first and foremost, CJ made a hot song, but the content that he used is not his content. So his foundation is based off a lie. He's not whoopty. He don't know nothing about whoopty.
He went on to state that CJ knows nothing about whoopty, and that he literally stole the term, claiming that his song was disrespectful to the entire gang.
That I heard the kid was trying to claim it as something that he made or that him and his dudes grew up with. I didn't appreciate the fakeness and the fraudulent with that. That to me, like, that was some fraud. That was some busted. Like, everybody know what.
Oh my God.
He didn't even understand what whoopty is. So I was very disappointed with that situation. Very.
His phone call from LeBrim had a quite severe impact on CJ's street cred.
They
with
did.
Gang members and affiliates questioning CJ's authenticity. One user wrote a comment stating CJ owes them royalty percentages, while another claimed that
Not really.
Bloods were getting finessed. A member of the Bloods gang by the name of G5 Reels hopped on Instagram Live to fire more shots at CJ's inauthenticity.
Gangster, you got around that been putting on for this shit for years, nigga. You got my bro up north for 30 years right now, nigga. Pull the fuck up right now. Pull up. Cause it's not a game no more, bro. Like,
with the industry churning against him, after they realized he wasn't about that life, the fans followed, and were now churning on him in the comment section. Most fugazi blood I ever seen. How was
Damn.
this dude not gotten clapped up yet? Only one song in, and CJ was facing his real first beef in hip-hop. But rather than it being a big publicity stunt to gain traction and new listeners, this one quickly got serious. As if things
Damn.
weren't bad enough, he'd soon be hit with allegations that he stole the entire flow of other MCs. If you're new to hip-hop, let me make it clear that this is one of the worst things you can be accused of. Biting another MC's bars or flows has been at the center of plenty of rap beefs over the years. So when two rappers named Busy Banks and 22Gs came out to say that CJ was a little sus and had basically jacked their whole style,
Damn.
it became another huge problem for him to deal with. Real CJ giving me 6ix9ine vibes, and boy from Staten Island, the safest bureau in NYC. Heard he ain't even whoopty for real. That CJ dude need to give me my credit, no cap. Busy Banks then said on IG, dude jacking my lingo and flow. I'm tired of not getting the recognition I deserve. I started this new wave of drill rap. Let's talk about it. Rather than being a vague accusation, people actually began to put together side-by-side comparisons to show how his style sounded next to Busy's. Check this out.
Can't fuck with no bitch, that's basic. Look at my swag, the drip is contagious. Can't fuck with no hoe, that's basic. I used to run up chasing really break. Slide, hop in a V, let's go for a ride. Wait, slide. She said she feeling a vibe.
In the immortal words of Soulja Boy,
word for word, bar for bar.
22Gs would then follow the
I don't know, man.
remix titled Goofy.
I don't know.
In on CJ.
Leave a nigga like Hoffa. He won't even need a doctor, nigga who shot you. Not even.
The song went viral, racking up nearly 1 million views, and fans were loving every bit of it. In a Reddit post discussing the disappearance of CJ, some fans claimed that 22G's diss was the nail in the coffin. But yet again, CJ wouldn't back down, and would keep pushing further into his gang member persona in a song called Hit Up, where he fires shots at 22G's gang, the Gangster Disciples, as well as throwing up their gang signs.
Boy, so he got the GDs and the damn Bloods after him? Damn. Nigga, you were playing a dangerous game.
With his hands in the video.
Get you head up, no pop, come to your block and set up shop.
The song also went crazy, gaining
Oh my goodness.
3 million views. However,
That's
his
wild.
fans were beginning to worry about CJ, being that he was now putting his whole life on the line. Then on April 7, 2022, CJ made another bold move when he showed up to DJ Vlad to discuss the beef, claiming he would beat up 22Gs and Busy Banks if they kept dissing him.
If it really came down to it, like, we could squabble, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could just get it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's that serious, you know what I'm saying?
It was like every other week from this point on, CJ would be confronted with another gang member attempting to prove he was a fraud.
That's
going on
crazy.
live stream after live stream to try to clear his name, and receiving countless amounts of threats.
Yo, we talking about CJ.
I know
Nobody. I smacked this out too.
I see the tags. I know we talking about.
In the span of less than a year of blowing up, CJ was dealing with allegations of being an industry plant, a fake gangster, and now a flow stealer. But in 2021, his entire empire would crumble into pieces.
Damn.
In January of 2021, the table officially flipped on CJ when the Pitchfork news site published an article completely exposing him.
Well,
Titled,
damn.
"Real rapper CJ is nothing but a shameless ripoff." In this article, they detailed that CJ's rise to fame wasn't just some random luck like everyone assumed, and exposed crucial details about CJ that no one knew about when they claimed that his uncle was James Cruz. For those
Who is
aren't
that?
familiar, James is a high-powered executive in the music industry. During his time at Violator Management, he helped oversee the early careers of
Well, damn.
Nicki Minaj and Busta Rhymes.
Well, he know what the fuck he doing.
Gave CJ a pretty big feature early in his career. He also served as the president of Bad Boy Records for nearly 2 decades. The same
Bad
Boys
Boys.
by Diddy, and had French Montana on its roster for nearly a decade, which also explains the French Montana cosign that I explained earlier as well. You see what I'm getting at here? Having a connection like that is huge because it opens doors. James's influence could easily get CJ's music played on radio stations, giving him an advantage most upcoming artists could only dream of. Now, here's another fun fact. One of CJ's first tracks was actually released back in 2018, the same time period that 6ix9ine was dominating the rap scene with hit after hit. Interestingly enough, CJ and 6ix9ine actually teamed up for a song called Pop that many people aren't aware of, as it was only released on SoundCloud. Fast forward a bit, and that collab came back to haunt CJ. It resurfaced online.
Damn.
Industry plan. His uncle James didn't exactly shy away from the fact that he had a hand in CJ's career either, and straight up exposed him in an interview discussing CJ's success, where he literally revealed that he came out of retirement just to manage him.
And I said, okay, play me the record. They play me this record called Whoopty. I go, shit, you got a record. Like, you got one. Like, damn, I didn't expect that. And then, I said, what else you got? He said, what else I need? It ain't gonna work with one record. What you want? What you want me to do? You want to perform on Carnival Cruise Lines in 30 years? Like, you need a body of work.
Looks like Uncle James could have been onto something, as that's basically how his career played out now. As you will see, he basically told CJ his future. Still, he called in some favors to get CJ positioned for success.
I'm gonna help the kid. I'm gonna help him. He deserves it. He's family. His pops called me, and I gave his pops a promise, and I spoke to his moms, and I said, I got this. Get him a record deal.
To make matters worse, James didn't even step aside after CJ was set up. He was heard telling his nephew what to reveal and what not to during interviews.
Okay.
Oh, we ain't supposed to be talking about that? You gotta have 2 different album deals? Shout out to James Cruz.
When you're already suspected of an industry plant, allowing another man to publicly tell you what to say isn't going to help things. Even if he was
Dirt did it with Vaughn. Fuck you. Like, some of this stuff, like, other people be doing it.
trying to put his head in the sand and ignore it, that didn't mean that a change in the public's interest in CJ was taking place. It didn't stop there either. Once the track's uncleared sample nearly led to Whoopty being taken off streaming platforms,
Damn.
Uncle James took out $80K of his own daughter's college fund to keep the track online. So even though CJ initially tried to paint himself as this self-made rapper who did it without a deal or a team having made it to the top, the truth was much different than the story he'd sold to the public. Initially, CJ tried to move past the industry plan talk, just as he'd attempted to overcome the rumors of being a fake blood.
There's no response. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay that no mind. You know, everybody got an opinion. You can't satisfy everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'ma just keep doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? And elevating. You know what I'm saying? And perfecting my craft. I don't really pay no mind to what the internet's saying. So
when he dropped an EP called Loyalty Over Royalty in 2021, it pretty much fell off the face of the earth without anyone noticing. Later, he would try to shoot himself some bail for that EP.
He would act. It looked like I lost weight. Like, he was bigger then, but he's littler now.
It got in my head that I was. So I started making more drill music. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting so much love from that movement that I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do a whole EP of this shit. And I did. But then I realized, I'm like, yo, like, I got to be me. And I can't get caught up in that drill shit. That shit can't
Too late.
Basically, he tried to replicate the success of Whoopty and found that the audience that had helped make that track a hit wasn't checking for him anymore. And to make things worse, no one bought his excuses either. CJ ain't a real artist. He realized it when the gangsters started calling him out for jacking the style and ain't really about it. He faked it to be a blood, and he's a wannabe. His 15 minutes are up already. Fast forward to today, and he's still trying to dress up the fact that he chased a wave and had it backfire in every interview.
When a label hears a song, they're coming to you like, tell me you have 5 more of these.
Of course.
Now, in the back of your
that's
mind,
everybody's dream. Yeah, that's, you know.
in the back of your mind, you'll probably be like, it's not the type of artist I am, but I did make the song.
Exactly.
Now, also, people in the streets are trying to bring you into, like...
Exactly.
Act is always the best interviewer because he tries to... Just wait. I feel like I'm a little better than Act. Just wait till I blow up. You know, like, how are you better than Act? It's not about your followers. It's about the content and the type of person you are. And I make great content. But Act is a great interviewer because he sympathizes and empathizes with the person he's interviewing, and when you do that, it opens them up to share even more. I think DJ Vlad does it the best because he gets stuff out that shouldn't be said.
I kind of just wanted to like stay away from that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get back to my melodic shit, jump into the Latin shit, do this, do that, just so I don't
Nobody
get
heard the melodic stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
The track Replica got some viral success. It obviously wasn't enough for CJ though, because he's returned to trying to make drill tracks that tried to capture the essence of Whoopty's success. In some cases, he just basically copied the song to the letter, and the results are pretty ridiculous to be honest. Peep this clip of Dubai from August of 2022.
Wanna cry Miami? Huh. Or you rather cry Dubai? Too fly. She said she loving my new style.
Joe Budden once said, that shit was
A 2-pack of
In February of 2023, Warner had enough and severed their relationship with him once and for all. Users commented things like, took the hit and canned him, damn. The song was lit until the world found out he was fake claiming. In the months that followed, CJ tried to reframe it like it was his decision to leave with his masters because Whoopty was enough for him to recoup on his advance. But if Warner thought that there was any value left in him, they would have tried to lock him back in. Once again, people weren't buying it. Sounds like the label didn't think he was capable of making another hit.
That's crazy. But this dude right here, Luisa, okay, I feel like he could compete with Sunny V2, bro. I really like that. Go ahead and give that dude a follow, a subscribe, man, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.